Hey guys, so Tuesday morning I woke up and there was snow on the ground, which was the perfect excuse for me to go back to bed and continue to nap. And not go outside for the day. Instead I played Grounded, and I made like a mushroom brick castle. It's pretty cool. It's more of a factory to make more mushroom bricks. I'm gonna need it for like the late game. And yeah, we also played a bunch. We got to the undershed, which is like a whole other little world underneath the shed. Yeah, that's a pretty cool spot in the game, you know, it's like one of those neat reveals. Yeah, whole other thing down here. Anyways, Wednesday. Pretty much all the snow has melted, and I'm gonna go do some Uber. Still a bit of ice around, but seems like it's melting, so I'm not really worried about it. And yeah, before I went online, I did go over to the bank and deposited some money. Now I'm going online. And I kind of want to do some Christmas shopping today, so I was just naturally headed towards the West End. And I yeah, saw one of these guys driving kind of poorly in whatever that thing is, like he's going the wrong way in a bike lane, which I don't know what the deal is, but yeah. I'm in Roncesvalles and gonna deliver some Tim Hortons. Brought that over to the Nestea factory, and yeah, headed towards the Dufferin Mall again, and got another request from the Thai Express going to Davenport Road, which is kind of like as far north as I want to go before the hill to St. Clair really begin. So yeah, and it actually worked out. I got to ride up Shaw Street for pretty much all the way, so that was nice. And I saw a TV, and I almost took this TV. If it fit in my backpack, I would have taken it, but it didn't fit, so I just left it there. And now I'm finally going to the Dufferin Mall for real. I go offline and leave my bike in the garage. That's like the good spot to lock your bike up at the Dufferin Mall. Anyways, I'm doing some Christmas shopping, kind of just going around looking at stuff. Roblox has action figures? That's crazy, and it's like a weird mode. I almost bought these Animal Crossing figures, so it's like, $10. If they had Isabelle, maybe it would have been worth it. But yeah, Dollarama. Surprised at all the stuff that Dollarama has. Like, they have real Legos in here now. I mean, there's $5, but real Legos, I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of looking for like a Ghostbusters patch or something, but it seems like none of the shops in the Dufferin Mall have Ghostbusters patches. I did look in the Toys R Us, and they had the same Lego things for the same price as the Dollarama. You know, 2 for $10 here. And they did have some Ghostbusters like wands, which I was like, maybe I should get that for River. Like, he's kind of into Ghostbusters right now. But I am trying to not buy like big toys, because, you know, they don't have a lot of space for big toys. And at the Toys R Us, they also had this Buzz Lightyear visor thing, which was half price at Dollarama, like the same exact thing. Kind of crazy. Oh yeah, there's some big drama going on at Walmart. You know, people are like, oh, don't disrespect me. And they're like, the other people being like, don't disrespect me. I don't know. The people are just nuts though sometimes. Anyways, I did get some paper, and I guess I forgot to show up, but I bought a bunch of yarn too. I think I'm gonna get into crocheting, but maybe not, who knows. Anyways, just heading home now. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Uber and shopping for today. Overall, pretty decent day, I guess. Let's see. Oh yeah, I also played Alan Wake 2 today. So, you know, this is an adult game, so if there's children watching this, like, maybe don't watch this part. But yeah, Alan Wake 2 has been getting a lot of critical praise from, you know, the video game journalists, so I kind of have high expectations. I played the first Alan Wake back in 2010, I want to say, when it like came out. So it's been like 13 years and I kind of forget a lot about what happened in the first one. But yeah, it was pretty much like Alan and his wife get abducted by like a supernatural darkness or something. And then Alan gets tricked into writing a horror story by like the dark presence or whatever. And then the story becomes real. And you spend most of your time living that story looking for your wife. Like in the actual game. And then it ends with him saving his wife, but he sacrifices himself and he's trapped in the dark area still. So that's what I'm kind of going into the game knowing. And yeah. So Alan Wake 2, I'm gonna spoil like the first 2 hours, though. If you're spoiler adverse, like maybe you should have stopped watching a while ago. But yeah, you're playing as Saga, which is like this FBI agent lady, and you're investigating a murder of you know, a guy. Well, he's actually the FBI agent from the first game, Agent Nightingale. Yeah, I'm trying not to get ahead of the video too much here. But yeah, it's kind of neat that you're like doing some investigating and stuff. You like do search around for clues and pick up stuff. And in the game, Saga, she has like this mind place or mind palace kind of thing, which is kind of like the visualization of Saga's mind. Yeah, Saga's the FBI agent that you play as. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, it's a neat way to show the story so far, I guess. But yeah, interacting with it was kind of like weird. Like when I first started trying to put clues on the board, I was playing with controller and I tried to like reach for the stuff that I'm like holding on to, and it just like shifted around. I was like, okay, well, how do I put the clues on the board? And it's not showing me the prompt of like to press up on the D-pad. So I just used the mouse for a while, and then eventually it showed me like all the prompts to like actually control the stuff, so I could use the controller. Yeah, not the best UI experience. I mean, it was okay. Like I figured it out, and maybe it's my PC is like running it bad, but sometimes I would press the button and it wouldn't do anything, like any button. And then I'd press all the other buttons, and then I'd try the button that I tried before again, and then it would work. It's like, what is going on? So that might be a me thing, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of, you just put the stuff on the board, you don't really have to think about it. So it winds up kind of feeling like busy work, where it's just like, you know, put a square in the square hole, put a circle in the circle hole kind of deal. Yeah. There's also the profiling that you do inside the Mind Palace, which is kind of like a thing that like FBI people do for in real life, I think. I mean, I've only seen it in the movies, but it makes sense, where it's like you're trying to analyze someone's psychology and behaviors to predict or, you know, figure out what they've done in the past. And it kind of works in this game. Like in this first example I'm showing, you're trying to like guess where this guy came from, and she doesn't really like say any evidence for why she thinks that this guy came from the lake. But like if you're looking at the body, it's like bloated and waterlogged. It kind of makes sense that you would guess that he came from the lake. So yeah, you go and investigate the lake. And then like, you know, more game stuff happens. I'm gonna kind of skip over some of that. But there's another section where his heart goes missing, like the victim's heart supernaturally disappears. And she's like, well, I got a profile for where this heart is. And in this clip, she's like, where is it and stuff, and like, you know, all this like horror game stuff kind of feels semi-meaningless. Like flashes up and she's like, oh, I don't have enough clues or whatever. Or yeah, I don't have what I need. And then it just goes back to the profile thing and another tab opens up where she's like, yeah, really think hard about it. And now she just thinks hard enough and finds that the heart is in the general store. Which, I'm like, come on, game, I don't know. It doesn't really make sense. And I found that part to be kind of annoying because the heart only shows up after you profile it. Like in my playthrough, I already went to this general store and explored the whole thing. And then I did the mind place stuff, and she like thought that the heart was in the general store, so then now the heart shows up in here. So I don't know, it's like just kind of annoying because I thought this was going to be more logic, like you're actually doing detective stuff, but it seems like Saga probably has supernatural abilities too, and it was like maybe her profiling is making the reality and stuff. Yeah, I guess I just like it more when the stuff that I'm doing is like driving the game, where it's more of just like a roller coaster, I guess, where you're just along for the kind of ride. I guess that's the kind of mentality I have to have going into the game, instead of like, I don't know, I guess I like open world games where you kind of just go and do whatever you want in whatever order you want. So, you know, I'm only like 2 hours in. Maybe the game's gonna get like way better. I'm a little bit down on it right now, but yeah, I'm willing to go back and try it out some more. I'm probably not going to talk about it as much in detail as I did in this video. And I already kind of have a feeling that like I figured out like the main part of the game. You know, since the first game was like you were in Alan Wake's story, this whole game is probably in another Alan Wake story. And like these guys are just a part of the story, not actual like real life people, you know, real in-game people. Whatever that means. So yeah, who knows, maybe it'll be different. It could be anything. There could be like a rock in space that's like, oh, there's aliens now and that's why everything's weird.